What if one man's paintbrush saved 60 million lives? It sounds like a fantasy, but this could have been our reality. Adolf Hitler, the man whose name is synonymous with horror, was once just an aspiring artist. He applied to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts not once, but twice. Both times, he was rejected. But what if he had been accepted? What if, instead of becoming a dictator, he became a celebrated painter? Let's imagine this alternate timeline. It's the early 1900s. A young Hitler, full of artistic passion, is accepted into the prestigious academy. His early style, which in our world was deemed mediocre, blossoms under expert tutelage. He finds his voice not in hateful speeches, but on canvas. He paints landscapes of Vienna, portraits of its people, and his work starts to get noticed. His anger, his frustration, that festering resentment that fueled his dark ambitions, is now channeled into his art. He becomes known in the cafes and galleries of Europe, perhaps not a Picasso, but a respected artist in his own right. So, what happens to the world? Without Hitler as a political catalyst, the Nazi Party might never have risen from the ashes of post-World War I Germany. The beer hall putsch. It never happens. The man who would have led it is busy preparing for his next art exhibition in Berlin. The burning of the Reichstag, the Nuremberg Laws, Kristallnacht, all fade into historical fiction. The political landscape of Germany would be completely different. Perhaps another nationalist leader would emerge, but would they possess Hitler's sinister charisma and brutal determination? It's unlikely. Think about the human impact. 6 million Jews, along with millions of others, Roma people, Poles, Slavs, disabled individuals, and political opponents would not have been systematically murdered in the Holocaust. Families across Europe would have been spared the unimaginable trauma. The ghettos, the concentration camps, the gas chambers. Auschwitz would remain just a quiet, polished town. The generations of survivors and their descendants, forever marked by this tragedy, would have lived entirely different lives. Can you even picture a world without that scar? And what about World War II itself? The invasion of Poland, the Blitz in London, the brutal Eastern Front, the attack on Pearl Harbor. The entire global conflict, which claimed over 60 million lives, might have been avoided. Without Hitler's aggressive expansionism, Europe might have found a more peaceful path. The map of the world, our political alliances, the creation of the United Nations, the Cold War, everything that shaped the 20th century would be rewritten. The world we know today was built on the ruins of that war. But here's the most unsettling thought. If Hitler the artist had lived a quiet life, would the world have confronted the anti-Semitism and nationalism that was already brewing in Europe? Hitler didn't invent hatred, he expertly exploited it. Perhaps another figure would have eventually stepped into that void. Or perhaps, without such a monstrous figurehead, humanity might have been slower to recognize and fight the darkness within. The world was a tinderbox, Hitler was the match. Maybe another spark would have lit the fire anyway. This single twist of fate, a simple acceptance letter, highlights a terrifying truth: history doesn't turn on grand, inevitable forces alone. Sometimes, it pivots on the small, fragile dreams of a single person. The world we live in could have been a masterpiece, but instead, it became a tragedy, all because one man failed to become an artist. What do you think? Could one person's path truly change everything? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy exploring history's biggest what-ifs, be sure to subscribe.